I always go, achoo, pussycat, whoa, whoa, whoa. I've always found it amusing. Achoo, pussycat. For the past 15 years, I have performed my own dentistry.
David's team.
So,
give us a big grin.
It could be true.
I know that you're implying I'm a bad dentist.
No, because even very, very, very good dentists sometimes get someone else to do their teeth. Right. And by sometimes, I of course mean always.
How do you do that? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Well, no, the key to it is I don't do extractions. I haven't had to.
Fillings?
I do
Caps?
fillings. I do fillings, crown replacement. I repair bridges. Specifically, I don't do, so don't ask, Stacey, I don't do implants. I don't do root canal.
Do you drill?
I do have a drill I use,
You have to do a filling, you've got to drill it out first, haven't
Exactly, yeah.
Do you use local anaesthetic?
Yeah.
No need.
No need?
No need.
Why, because it's not true?
The situation in my mouth is I have one very long piece of teeth, that white bit there. That's all one piece, yeah?
What? One tooth?
One piece.
But
made to look like many teeth.
Oh, I see. So that's false teeth.
Yes.
OK.
Either end of this, I have two, what you call crowns, yeah? Right at the end. At the bottom, I have my own teeth here. As my dentist says, my bottom one's a poppadom colour, yeah? And my top one's are pilo rice.
So who said that?
My dentist.
So this was some time ago?
No. David,
15 years.
I perform my own dentistry.
Yeah.
There's no exclusivity there.
You still have a dentist,
yes,
but you just don't let him do all the stuff.
Yes.
Why is your mouth in such a state?
Because I used to have 17 sugars in a cup of coffee or tea.
17?
17, yes.
17 in a mug?
Yes. If I had 18, it's too sweet for me. So the crowns would come off. I'd go to the dentist, yeah? He'd charge me 400 quid, yeah? To put them back in. And it's outrageous. And I heard this magic word. I heard him say to his dental nurse, Fuji 9. Fuji 9, and I became aware that this Fuji 9, it's actually a luting cement, which means you can use it...
Are you sure he wasn't halfway through a Japanese football result?
You can actually use it... It mixed 1-to-1, the liquid and the powder, it's a cement, yeah? Mix 2-part liquid,
Yeah.
then it becomes more malleable for fillings. I found a way via my TV work to get hold of some Fuji 9. Once you have Fuji 9,
Why could you
are a dentist.
So what equipment do you have then?
All I have is my Fuji 9 with its little orange spoon, with a bigger end and a littler end.
For the different amounts, depending on whether you want the
Like-
50-50 or the 2-to-1.
That's Fuji 9.
Yeah.
It's all done for you. It's done for you.
It's magic. It's magic.
And then
It's magic.
it's like the cement is softer than your teeth, yeah? So I have a leather maker's drill, yeah?
Leather maker's drill.
Yes, a leather maker's drill, because that has sanding fitments to grind it down. You got to check your bite after you fix the crown. If you get it a bit wonky, your bite won't be right. So you have to file the Fuji down. That bite's nice now. That's nice.
Okay, but yes, the other thing you've got to check after doing your own dentistry is your mental health.
Do you not need one of those special lights?
Kitchen island. I've got a kitchen island. It's nice to have a kitchen island, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it has it's the only place with a big light over it. So my son has a PlayStation seat that's very low back, like that.
PlayStation seat?
Yeah, it's a gamer's seat. And I put that on the kitchen
Island. On the kitchen island.
Put it on the island.
Yeah.
So you're up high on the island.
Yes, because then that puts the lamp about there. And
So you're in a PlayStation gamer's seat.
Yes.
Balancing on... What's the surface of the kitchen island?
do you know, I think it's Corian. It's very nice. Corian was originally what was used for autopsy surfaces. Again, so...
Are you doing your own autopsies at home as well?
Oh, what to say?
Bob, the dog's dead. Bring it in. Bring it in.
So, if I was to say this, the hardest thing is somewhere to hold the mirror.
I think the hardest thing is to sell the story, Bob.
I have the most curved Indian instrument called the samashi or something. And if I put it next to me on my gaming thing, the curve of it, it's like a flute thing. The curve of it goes there, and I can put my mirror there like that. Got the light there, game thing.
Sorry, you hang the mirror on the end of a curvaceous Indian musical instrument.
Yes.
But this is very specific.
So what's it going to be?
There's a lot of detail.
Yeah.
If he was trying to make this story plausible, why would he say the way I set up the mirror is that I tie it to the end of an Indian musical instrument?
Do you remember Bob being on this show before?
Yes, and it's always true. It's true about the masks in Castle Douglas. It was true about him being able to tear an apple apart with his bare hands. It was true about the game in the gardens.
Well, look, whether or not it's true, and we don't know yet, don't try it at home. I should say.
Do you ever do extractions, Bob?
I've never done an extraction.
Because I genuinely had an extraction yesterday, look. You see it out there?
Oh, they've not used Fuji.
All right, so what's it going to be?
I think it's true.
You think it's what?
I think it's true.
So, Bob, is it the truth or is it a lie?
It is true.
So 15 policemen came round the corner.
How did they react? Did they see the funny side?
Yes.
No, she wasn't facing them. I'm so sorry.
I know that's rude, but I can't quite figure out why. Please welcome this week's special guest, Jonathan. So, Debbie, what is Jonathan to you?
Well, this is Jonathan, and when he was a baby, I used to pull him out of a top hat.
Bob, how do you know Jonathan?
This is my friend Jonathan, and I have brewed 3 award-winning beers with him.
Right. And finally, Lee, what's your relationship with Jonathan?
This is Jonathan. One Sunday, the two of us spent 3 hours trapped in an automatic car wash.
David's team, where will you begin?
Well, Bob,
Remind us what it was that you've said. How do you know Jonathan?
Because I have brewed 3 award-winning beers with Jonathan.
what are the names of your award-winning beers?
The one that's my favourite is called Kiss the Alderman. That's an IPA.
Kiss the Alderman, an IPA,
An
yes.
IPA. Another one was a stout, and it was called Retail Park.
Retail Park.
And the other one was a lager, and that was called... Not now, madam. It seems funny now. That's why we used it.
Madam Lager. Kiss the Alderman, Retail Park.
Can I just say, he's written these down, so I hope you can remember them.
How long did you two work together for?
About 2 years ago, I was in a field, Dion, collecting some mud to go and bury at home in my garden. And along came Jonathan, or J-Keg, as I call him. And he said, I recognise you off the telly, you're that Ray Mears, is what he said. And we got chatting, and he said, "Do you like beer?" I said, I like beer." He said, "Would you like to brew some beer?"
How quick?
I said, "Yes, I would," rather urgently, actually.
I've run out!
And he's got a brewery, JPEG.
Yeah.
It's a lean-to next to a barn, right next to the field where I was. It's quite big, actually. It might be a lean 3. Got a lean. So I went in this marvellous little brewery that I'm imagining, and we mashed. Well, part of the process is mashing.
Right.
You put a load of water in the cylinder, and you have to stir the malt barley.
Yeah.
And I did that bit of it. And I thought, I adore this. Is there any way that I could see this process through, and we could call this beer "Kiss the Alderman"?
What is the alderman?
He's an unelected council official. Say, for example, let's focus in on Bolton.
Yeah.
So if Bolton had a large Chinese community, but there was no representatives, the councillors, they would say, "Would you like to informally nominate one of your Chinese community?" And they will become an alderman. And they will sit on the council and be able to represent.
Right. No, that makes sense. So we've definitely covered what happens to the Chinese community in Bolton. However, back to the beer story.
Yeah, so and that was Kiss the Alderman. So we brewed 1,000 litres, bottled it, and it was the top beer in the Kent Craft Ale Society.
Can I ask, my husband is a brewer, what hops did you use?
Citrus hops. One of them's called something, and the other one likewise is named as well.
I mean, this all checks out.
You know what? The thing that is the hipster brewing beard. If you were to say to me, draw a brewer, that's what I'd draw.
That's what you draw now. It's very interesting.
Now.
Whereas,
Wow, really?
whereas if someone asked you to draw a brewer 30 years ago, you'd draw someone very different, wouldn't you?
I'd draw you.
We need an answer. So, David's team. Is Jonathan Debbie's magic mate, Bob's brewing buddy, or Lee's car wash companion?
Jonathan looks like a hipster brewer to me.
What do you think?
I think it's Bob. I think they're mates and they've done some brewing together, yeah.
Yeah, OK,
You think Bob met him in a field while collecting mud? He said, "Come and have a look at my brewery."
Oh, yes.
And we're going to call our beer Kiss My Alderman.
It's not Kiss My Alderman. It's Kiss the Alderman.
I'm so sorry. If it's true, I'm sorry.
Rob, you can immediately appreciate why Kiss the Alderman is much more marketable than Kiss My Alderman. I certainly call mine the Alderman.
But very popular with the Chinese community.
So, David, what are you going to say?
I think my team thinks it's Bob. Yeah, but let's go.
OK, you're
We'll
going
go
to say Bob. OK, Jonathan, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Jonathan, and I brew beer with Bob.
Yes, Jonathan is Bob's brewing buddy. Thank you very much, Jonathan. It's Bob.
Sorry?
It's you.
It's apple pie tonight.
Is it? It's Friday then?
Yes.
Following advice from Chris Rea, I always crack an egg into my bath. I've done for 22 years.
We should say for any of the younger viewers, some of my fans, who Chris Rea was a very popular singer.
When did Chris Rea give you this advice, and in what context?
I was making a single for Middlesbrough Football Club's FA Cup appearance called Let's Dance, which I did with Chris Rea. And after we'd completed the recording, he popped me into the bath, and there was an egg. It's an egg in it.
He popped you into the bath. He said, it's been a long day, you must be very tired. I'll just pop you into the bath. So where was this bath? Was it at the recording studio?
It's on a little island in the middle of the Thames. It's as rare as recording studio is.
So you've been recording, presumably, in a room without a bath.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then you finish the recording, everyone's very happy with the track.
Yep.
And he says, Bob, you look tired. Maybe your joints are aching this way.
No, it's not exactly like that. It says, that's it, Bob, I think we've got that leg. That's your bedroom, that's your bath. I've popped an egg in there for you.
Is it Geordie?
Yeah.
He's like where I'm from, Middlesbrough.
Right.
But he's much more Middlesbrough than me, like.
And why would he put an egg in your bath? What was the thinking behind it?
I've never found out.
And you've done it ever since?
All I know is that I woke up the next morning and I have never felt so alive.
Was the egg still in its shell, floating, or had he gone...
No, the white had dissipated. Does that work?
Yeah.
It's fabulous. It's fabulous. It's non-greasy, which is a boon, isn't it?
Is it non-greasy?
Yeah, honestly.
It's less greasy than water without egg in it?
Do you have to mix it up, or do you just crack it and let it float?
Do you know what? You get in the bath, even in the bath where I am now, and you get in and you really don't want to burst the yolk. So the white goes, but the yolk's there, and you move like that, and you try and get it to come towards like that. And I don't know why, but you just do.
Have you ever had it get in your mouth?
You get it there like that. And then you get the yolk, and I use it for hair conditioning. I don't know how much hair, but to condition the hair on my skin.
So, just going back to the original occasion, Chris Rea had already run you a bath.
Yes.
I forgot about that detail.
I know, but if you knew Chris, it's just so Chris.
Yeah.
Do you know, the other thing is a couple of weeks later, he sent me a gold doily.
Right. To dry yourself off.
But so, I'm just saying, these things are just so Chris.
Do we think that the way Bob describes what happened to the egg white, is that... He says it just dissipates. Is that
If your
plausible?
bath is hot, then you're going to have a poached white.
I'd have thought the white would turn white. And
Well,
there'd be bits of white.
How hot is your bath? Your bath is hot enough that an egg could poach
Well, I
in
don't
it.
know. Your claim is that it dissipates. I'm asking my team whether we believe that it would dissipate. Because if, for example, at the temperature of bath, say 39 degrees Celsius, the white would turn opaque, then your story doesn't check out.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Absolutely agreed.
I think...
What do you think, David?
I think it's fair to say that if anyone else had made this allegation about Chris Rea and an egg in their bath, we wouldn't be giving it a moment's consideration. Somehow, coming from Bob, it might be true.
It's true. I think...
You think it's...
I think it's true, because he's been about a bit, Bob.
No.
I think the white would poach.
Yeah,
I think the egg is the important
chemical
part.
analysis of the behaviour of the albumin.
David, honestly, one thing, please don't base it on the albumin whitening. It does not happen. It does not. I can't have a bath at 80 plus degrees.
Is that the temperature at which an egg white will
80 it'll start at about 80, yeah. Honestly, please don't base it on that.
What should I base it on, Bob?
George...
What are you going to say?
Instinctively, I believe it. We're going to go true.
You're saying true. OK, so Bob, Chris Rea, eggs, baths. Is it the truth, or is it a lie?
This is awful.
I was telling a lie.
He said Chris Rea put an egg in his bath. Of course it's a lie. It's obviously a lie. Who could possibly believe that? It'd be more likely that someone was stuck in a car wash for 3 hours.
One of them's called something, and the other one likewise is named as well.
Did he have a name, the salad?
We called it.
Did you? You called it. It's all right, you're upset, Bob, I can tell. If you need a minute, it's okay. But what did you call it?
Sorry?
What did you call it?
What did we call the owl?
Yeah.
Well, we called him Mavis. Stabber and Bagger. Jonathan. Or J-Keg, as I call him. Billy the Pigeon. Gentle Kenneth. Neil Overall, Jerry Dungaree's son. Of course, he
Didn't take his father's name.
hated him. Hated him. So, and Gary Cheeseman would be there. The reason he was called Cheesy is because his mum used to give him a cheese. Do you know the cheese slice?
Yeah.
To take out with him when we were hanging around the shops and that, because she thought it was good for his spots. And she'd want him to personally slice.
Surely it's because of his surname Cheeseman.
No.
Surely that was part of it.
Do you know, Gary Cheeseman was a big lad, yeah? A very big head. Sniper's dream, they used to call him.
Tell us more about this cat. What was its name?
Its name was Gudmundsen. It was a...
What?
Never asked Bob the name of anything in the story. And we learned nothing.
His name's
What was it?
Gudmundsen.
Gudmundsen. Monson as in the word monsoon
No,
with an
monsoon.
O missing.
Yes. Gudmundsen.
What are the names of your award-winning beers?
The one that's my favourite is called Kiss the Alderman. Retail Park. Not now, madam. It seems funny now. That's why we used it. Michael, or Mickey, as you know, Mickey the Drink.
Why is he called Mickey the Drink?
So what press? Who did you speak to?
Local press.
Because they came to the house while it was burning?
Yeah, you know, they're their hats on, trilbies, sniffing around.
With those little bits of paper in the notebook? Yeah. Were they called things like Scoop McLean?
I believe he was called Ron Waffle.
Sorry, Ron Waffle.
It was either him, the other ace reporter on the Gazette was John Caramel. It was one of them two.
Caramel and Waffle.
Honestly. He was a really nice teacher called Bill Whittlingham. we were travelling in a Morris Minor and we were sleeping in the car. There was 3 of us. There's me mate Harry Harriman and Steve.
Steve Seaverman.
Steve, by the way. He was. He was called Steve, by the way.
He was.
Steve, by the way. Steve, by the way, as in incidentally.
Yes. Anyway, as we came out of the shop, I was grabbed by a policeman, and it was a sergeant, by the way.
Sergeant, by the way.
We do beg your pardon. But we are in your garden.